The council are working on a plan that we all see and understand.
And there is no plan.
Exactly. That's my frustration. Thanks a lot.
Yep, have a good day. Bye.
Take care.
I'm just frustrated that you just can't go to City Hall and say, look, this is what we spent for the last 10 years. This is what we hope the revenues to be in the next 10 years. And we're hoping for the best. This is where we plan on spending our money. But instead, they don't talk about stuff like that. They don't want to talk about. That's why they refuse. They refuse to put charts and graphs in the budget. Go Google the budgets for other cities like ours. You don't have to go outside New York State. Just look in New York State. Go to the county website, and you'll see graphs. You'll see charts. You know, I think every single position right now at City Hall should be listed by position. You don't have to put anybody's name down, but by position, it should be listed in the budget. This way, you know, as a summary page, not broken down all over the budget, because you can't tell who's, you know, how many people each department has, especially on the big departments, unless you add up a bunch of pages. So if this was, okay, the police department has X number of people, and then by position, say, okay, you know, 4 captains, 5 captains, whatever it may be, 6, 7 lieutenants, whatever it may be, patrolmen, detectives, this and that. If you start enumerating that, the firefighters, captains, firefighters, Department of Public Works, MW1s, 2s, whatever, then from year to year, you can look at that and say, look, we liked our service last year. Hopefully we can get the same service from the same number of people. But then let's say that you want more service. Let's say you want more street construction on a regular basis, and you need more people in Department of Public Works. Now the city council and the mayor can make the presentation, and the city council can deliberate it and say, yes, if we want to increase the in-house street paving by 25%, we need to add 1 or 2 positions. Fine. Everybody's agreeing. Everybody knows why that line went up. And you can have a real good, sound discussion about these things. They don't do any of that. They created a position at the end of the year last year in the controller's office and never explained why you needed it. And neither the past controller or the current controller, part-time controller, said what the job was for, or what additional duties had gone to the controller's office for them to need another position. Yes, caller, you're on.
Vincent Kenny Tompkins.
Hey, Councilman, how you doing?
Good, pretty good. Now, I wasn't able to hear your show today. I've been busy doing other things, but I just heard that you're talking about the couple of casino things we moved around last night.
Yes.
All right. Now, the E911?
Yes.
For some reason, whoever was in the purchasing department forgot to put that in the budget this year. So that had to be transferred over from somewhere to cover that. It was a mistake by whoever was running the purchasing department that it didn't get put in. So we have to have 911 service. That's why we had to make that.
I have no issue with that whatsoever, but here's the question that I would have on that, since you were kind enough to call. Is this the 911 expenditure, is it a capital improvement like the IRS would say it's a capital improvement, or is it for personnel? What is it for?
Well, 911, as you know what it's for. It's for so we have 911 service to the city of Niagara Falls.
But again, where's the money going? Because personnel is not considered a capital improvement, and you shouldn't be using casino money for that.
Then it gets transferred from where it was into the police budget, which pays the 911 bill.
The 911 operators?
Yeah, to have 911. Yes, when you call 911, that's so they'll answer for the city of Niagara Falls.
But again, casino revenues, according to the state controller, and I know he's not forcing the issue, and I don't understand why not. The state controller, the city's own third-party auditor, and the financial advisory board said that that's not the way you're supposed to spend casino money.
Vince, I understand that, and I don't disagree with you. But if you were sitting up in our shoes last night and you were going to lose your 911, and that's the money you have available, what are you going to do?
Well, I'll tell you, I mean, it was nice to see a tax decrease for residences last year, and that made great headlines, okay?
I also got another one for you. That $500,000 for the demolitions.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I asked about that because that was the first thing that I said, the same as your thought process. Why was that not in the budget?
Right.
Being that the budget was just passed.
Right.
If you put that in the budget, you would have a tax increase. That would go in the
Oh,
budget.
dear
and
God.
You would have to add, that would add to the budget. That is a legitimate use, I'm told, for casino dollars. That's why it's not in the budget and it's transferred in as a separate line.
Excuse me, Councilman, I would go back to whoever gave you that answer and just ask him one simple question. If the expenditure of $500,000 is put on the expenditure line, and then the $500,000 is taken from casino money, and you put it in the bucket that's called city budget, how would that increase taxes? It's not coming from taxpayers' money.
No, if we'd have put it in the budget the first time as a tax, it would have been a tax increase.
No, somebody...
It was a budget line item.
Okay, that's fine. That's what they told you. That's fine. They misled you. They misled you.
I won't argue with you at that point because at this stage I don't know the truth. But
And whatever bureaucrat told you that, okay, whatever bureaucrat told you that should be taken to task. Because if you increase the expenditures by $500,000 and you bring in $500,000 worth of revenue, but it's coming from casino money, it will not change your tax rate 1 cent. But that's beside the point. I think maybe you need to check that one out again. But go ahead. I'm glad you called. Go ahead. There was another point you wanted to make.
No, that was pretty much where I was calling in on. This is the information that is given to us as council. So based on the information that we're given, these are where we come up with our answers to vote the way we vote. Now, if we're given bad information, Vince, then I'm sorry that we're given bad information by the people that we should be able to call and get honest answers from.
But do you know how you stop bad information? By codifying the charter and something that I've been asking for forever, and I instituted in my own administration, but I was the only one enforcing it, okay, is to have a casino revenue spending policy that you don't violate 3 weeks into the new budget.
And if you recall last night, that Andy Tuma did ask for that, and Mr. Melson did say that it's something that we will all be working on shortly together.
Well,
I know it should have.
No, listen, I'm hopeful. Listen, the reason I come to council meetings and get on the radio and talk about this stuff is because I'm hopeful. I know that sooner or later we're going to get it right.
I'm hopeful too, Vince, but all we can do is speak for the here and now. I can tell you why we voted the way we did last night, because that's why we voted the way, based on the information that we gather, based on the information that we're given from the people that do this, 9 to 5, 5 days a week. That's who we have to trust.
Well, what you didn't hear at the beginning of the show because you weren't able to listen. I know the kind of work you do, so I know you can't. Okay, but the questions that I posed last night, and this is my New Year's resolution, I will be sending those questions to every single council member, expecting to receive an answer. So.
Well, you got mine today.
No, I understand that, and I appreciate it. But my reply to your comment is, I think we have to dig a little deeper into this. And I would like for the bureaucrat, not to me, they don't have to give it to me, but give it to you in writing, that answer that you gave us on the radio today.
I'm going to take a little bit of blame on this here today for one reason. I was away for a few days last week, so we get our agenda on Wednesday afternoon.
Councilman, you don't have to take any blame. You don't have to take any blame. They should have never been on the agenda the way it was written.
There's a few things that I don't like that we don't get enough time to certainly dig deep enough into. But, like I said, again, based on the information we're given, based on what I had in front of me, based on a little bit of research that we're able to do, they were good votes for us.
You know that the administration has a duty and a responsibility to answer all your questions clearly and factually, and they're not there to blow smoke.
That's why we pulled the SPCA off the agenda yesterday, because we
Eh.
definitely didn't have enough time to be able to work on that.
No, exactly. And see, those are the things that frustrate me. So, I don't want people to be offended by it.
I'm not
they're-
offended, Vince.
No, I know you're not. No, I know you're not, but I know that.
Questions out.
No, and I'm glad you're doing it. I hope more council members decide to explain publicly what why they make the decisions that they make. And in this case, you fully agree with me that the bureaucracy isn't serving you well, and that means that you can't serve the public well.
Well, I can't argue within that point. I definitely do wish we had more time and more information given to us. But I do know that an awful lot of us do go the extra mile and try and get as much info as we can in them few days. Because basically we have Thursday and Friday. Not a lot of the people are there on Saturday and Sunday. And then we have during the day on Monday until the council meeting at night.
Hey, and thanks a lot. I hope you have a great lunch, because it's getting close to lunchtime. I know
you're
sometimes you
buying?
work through lunch. I know that.
You're buying?
Hey, anytime.
Thanks, Vince. Talk to you later.
Thanks a lot, Councilman.
All right, bye.
Okay, folks, Thursday we're going to have Roger Spurback. So if you think we were spirited today, you wait until
Thursday.